Okay, first of all, so what's your full name?
Clarence Eugene Tompkins,
And when's your birthday?
May the 27th, 1922.
Okay, so you're 97 and
97 and 2/3.
and 2/3. Um, where were you born and where did you grow up?
Born in Boaz, Alabama. And when I was 1 year old, my dad moved to Birmingham, Alabama, because while he was working around there, he became an expert carpenter. They was all in and my grandfather and grandmother was all farmers.
Mm-hmm.
He had 8 brothers and 3 sisters.
Wow.
And they all was on the farm, and all of them had a mule and a wagon, a mule and a plow.
Yeah.
And of course Dad was a second son, in the family, and he was kind of over the rest of them. The one was 2 years older than him. He left when he was 12 years old. Caught a freight train by us and left.
Wow.
But anyhow, he became the only. He was kind of the instructor of all the other boys and girls, and helping my grandfather out.
Do they have their own land?
But they was like a sharecropper.
Okay.
With the doctor up there, and you got whenever he had I think, but the doctor finally gave him 10 acres of land of his own, and that's what he sold it, moved to Birmingham, and my grandfather brought it to Birmingham in a 2-horse wagon, and we stayed. We wound up over North Birmingham over there, in a little shotgun house, three-room shotgun house.
Yeah.
So we stayed right there, as far as I know. And I was 1 year old at that time, and I've been here ever since.
And
Off and on.
okay. You have how many siblings do you have?
We had 3.
Okay.
Three children.
I mean, your brothers and sisters, how many?
6.
Okay. And which order were you?
I was second one down.
Okay.
My oldest sister was Mary. My oldest sister 2 years older than I was, and me.
Okay. So you were when you entered the service. How old were you, and what did you do?
I'll give you some things.
Okay.
That I can remember. A lot of stuff I can't remember. A lot of stuff,
Yeah. So you joined the Army at what age?
I was 21 years old, I think, when I went and joined the Army. And I went in the carpenter union when I was 16 years old as a full German, because the guys give me the examination there for being you're supposed to serve 2 years apprenticeship, before you get to be a German.
Okay.
But they knew I worked with my dad on the job. I even went out on the jobs with him. He and I came up like brothers. From then on, I just like we grew up like brothers. And we're still brothers when he died, when he passed away.
What was his name?
Y.C. Tompkins, that was his name, period. Y.C. If you look at the maps on the property right up here, 18 acres, you see at the whole place, Y.C. Tompkins subdivision.
Really?
All that hill up there. Got 18 houses on it.
And you joined the Army here in Birmingham?
No, in Huntsville.
Oh, okay.
That's the law. There's a law story between between Birmingham and something else. I came up as being a carpenter. I joined the Carpenters Union.
Yep.
We went out. First job we went out of the union was over on 26th Street when they started building those black housing projects over there. And we setting forms, we setting forms for the foundations.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever the contractor, the superintendent over there, left to go to Norfolk, Virginia, up there with another construction coming up there, at the Norfolk, Virginia boat landings got a fire that's all wood, and they wanted to put it back on concrete.
Mm-hmm.
So they was asking for people to come up, carpenters, union carpenters come up. That we saw. I saw it on the bulletin. We went to the office meeting down to Union Hall. I saw on the bulletin board, this contractor wanted form setters. Well, we just got through setting the forms a little bit on the foundations of those housing projects over there. All apartment projects. Some of them are still over there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, we decided to clear out of Birmingham and go into Norfolk, Virginia. So I went up to Norfolk, Virginia with another guy from Mississippi. He's my partner.
Okay.
So we went up there and stayed up there for about 4 or 5 months, setting forms on the piers there in Portsmouth. It's right across the bay from there, and it is over at Portsmouth. They had to have a ferry to get over that from there over to the ships. So we got through that job there. Then we left there and came back to Birmingham. And by that time, the war had started with the United States had already made a deal in Huntsville to build a Huntsville arsenal. So Dad now cleared out of Birmingham again and went up to Huntsville and stayed up there for about 3 years. So he did, brother. But when I got up there, I was going out as a full carpenter in the bum area down where they're building the bum area in Arsenal, Huntsville Arsenal. And while I was up there, Pearl Harbor got bombed. And after that, well, I decided I'd just join the Army. But Dad now, during the Depression years and all living here on this farm right here, we did a lot of hunting. And I was damn good with a gun. And we here and I both hunted together. We do hunting not for pleasure, for food on the table.
Yeah.
And we had a big farm here.
What did you like to hunt?
Just most of it Talladega Forest. We'd go over to Talladega Forest, spend a weekend at Talladega Forest, and get deer and turkey. And here now squirrel, we rabbit, squirrels, and everything. We raised hunting dogs, and had plenty of dogs to go with us.
Good. So when you joined up in the Army,
when I joined in the Army,
where'd you go from there?
They sent me to Fort McClellan for Fort McClellan.
In Anniston.
In Anniston.
Yeah.
Then we sat there and took our initial entrance into the military. Took all the get ready to line up. And of course, before that, before we moved out here at Trustful, and we moved out here in 1936. And I was going to Wood. We got out of grammar school, and I had one year and one semester in Woodlawn High School.
Okay.
So when I went to Woodlawn High School, I went to the high school with a pair of overhaul patches all of them, and I said, when they had a deal to join the ROTC there.
Yeah.
and you get a uniform. So I got the uniform, uniform to wear to school. But I said right then, if I ever have enough money to buy clothes, I'll buy me them clothes. And I've had clothes ever since I've been working. Different ones. And just when I joined the army there, in 4 o'clock, we took all of basic training.
Yeah.
Then they give me a 3-day pass back to home. So when I got back to Huntsville, I was going with my wife, Margaret. She lived right above where I was, in a boarding house. Dad and I was just in a boarding house up there, and she lived right there.
Continue on.
And then after we come back with the 3-day pass, she's going by the house to go to school down there, and I pulled my I rode holidays and motorcycles at that time. I can show you the pictures of them if you'll see them.
Yeah.
I've got pictures of all the holidays and motorcycles and stuff, and her standing up beside them. At different races we used to do.
Okay.
When I started going to school down there, I took my holidays and motorcycles out, but I got out and rode down beside her there. I said, how long you gonna be in school? She said, well, I'm just going down there for half a day that day. I said, well, throw your bag, throw your books in my saddlebags. I said, let's go get married. And that's where we got married. We left that day and went up to the courthouse in Huntsville. They wouldn't give you a hunting marriage license. They didn't have any information about that, anything. Said, couldn't give no education for nobody except me, and I was available. And then we left there, went down to other side of Gadsden, I know a little bit small town there.
Rainbow City, or South Side.
I'll call the name of it in a minute, but it's we went there and they had a courthouse there.
Okay.
We were in the courthouse, got together with the manager, one of the judges there, and told them what we wanted. Before that time, though, I told her when we couldn't get a license there because I couldn't guarantee that she was 18 years old. So before we got into the courthouse down I've got a pencil and wrote 18. I didn't put it in her shoe. And we went in there to get the license and got the age. I told them what my age was at that time and give them all the information, driver's license, all that stuff, get them information. And she said, how about her? How she over 18? I said, she is strictly over 18 years old right now. And he just didn't think of anything else. He signed her up, I guess, give his marriage license, went out in the hall and picked up a farmer sitting out there, relaxed, come in as a witness. And we got married right there. When I went back, I got back to Huntsville. We had to get together with all of our kid people. My dad and her mother and dad and all that stuff. I know they met them all the time. And in fact, with her father and I were good buddies. I'd carry him around riding on the motorcycle a lot of times. And he and I became very good friends. And he was a plastics contractor, so he was in the construction business too. So we got bit. We got where we met was in a daggum what they call a barnyard there right out of Huntsville, where all the farmers come in with the wagons and stuff, all the wagons there, but they had a little concession stand there. Yeah. And the guy that runs the concession had bootleg whiskey. So he enjoyed a day of drink, and I'd get one too. But we come up like that, but anyhow, make a long story short, when we got married, I stretched with marriage into 9 days instead of 3. And went back to when I got back to Fort McClellan, I was AWOL for 6 days there.
You sure were.
And they put me 30 days in the guardhouse. So I had to sit down instead of get that all set up. We got out there and shipped to Camp Atterbury, Indiana, with the 4th Infantry Division, and that's where I was most of my military service was for 4th.
Yeah, what was the unit you were with from part of the 4th Infantry?
Mm-hmm.
What was the whole?
Well, there was a time we were attached to the 2nd Ranger Battalion.
Second what?
2nd Rangers.
Rangers, okay. And so from Indiana, where did you go? After Indiana?
The 2 or 3 places we went up bivouac, went up even hike from Indiana all the way to another state over there.
Mm-hmm.
Just for hiking and bivouacking, just
Training.
Then when we got ready to leave out, went to out in New York to get shipped out. Go overseas.
Yeah.
After got a call for training done, and that was about a year later.
Okay.
Almost a year later.
So what ship do you remember what ship you went over?
No, sir, I sure wouldn't.
Just one of those converted
I know.
cruise ships, maybe?
No,
Or?
it was a ship for military ship, yeah. Shipped out overseas. Went over to England. We left. I know I'm getting my story a little ahead of time.
Okay. Went to England.
We went to North Africa.
Oh, okay.
To set in for the first Ranger Battalion got docked out over there at El Qatar Ridge in North Africa, and we got called to go over to replace them.
Okay.
So we stayed over about 3, but by the time we got over there in North Africa, Patton and in the 3rd Army, so we cleaned up. Got up most of all the we had a chance to help clean up is all clean up, and we had to fight a little bit over there with a few Germans and a few Italians, but most of the Italians would give up real fast. And we kept a lot of them. Then we went got back on the ship to get actually. Patton and 3rd Army moved out and went to Sicily.
Mm-hmm.
And we were getting ready to go up to Rome. Him and Marshal Montgomery from England was in a damn fight. Who's going to get to Rome first? So they had a war going on themselves.
Yeah.
So they left there, and then we shipped out, went to England, get ready for the invasion of France. And we got in the channel and set up all the organizations right there at the Seton. It's like Miami, Florida, on the beaches.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Seton, England.
Okay.
And it was right on the English Channel, like a summer resort place.
Yeah.
And we was sitting in bivouac in hotels. We had to go move into hotels over there and set up an aircraft operation there on the beach. Mm-hmm. We have four anti-aircraft guns set up. They in fact, in one instant have whatever Seton, England is about 20 miles over to France. That English Channel is 20 miles wide. And that's what it said, about 20 miles. And sometimes you could hear some boom bumming
Wow.
shells, big heavy shells going off, you know. But every evening about 3 o'clock, or about 2 or 3 times a week, there on the English, when we was gardening the English Channel, the German plane would fly, sometimes single or two planes fly over and strafe us,
Really?
and then fly back over to England, over to France. And then we got we knocked down 1 or 2 of them, but it just got pilot bailed out. We captured them. But we had one coming in there. It's not long before we had to leave to go over to France. We get loaded up to get to D-Day. There and saw two planes coming in, and there's two planes behind them. And so we fired at the other. They fired at the 2 first ones come through there. We got knocked. They got them, and the third one of the behind them got hit too. And they didn't know really what it was. It was the Germans. I think they were 109 fighter planes. Germany there, but in England, they had those Spitfire fighter planes. Was flying right behind them, trying to knock them down. By if they had a shot at him, but one of our shells got him, so we knocked him down.
The Spitfire?
Yeah.
Oh no.
The British. We had three of them knocked out.
Uh-oh.
And one of them was British. And then about 2 days later, here comes the daggum commander of the English air.
RAF.
Wasn't very far on toward go up to where all the big rocks and sails it was on the English Channel.
Yeah.
There. They had a fighter base up there.
Mm-hmm.
So he came down to our barracks there and set up a meeting with us to show us what the difference between a damn German plane and an English Spitfire. So he kind of got at us. But anyway, that was just the incident that happened there. But we went over to France on D-Day. And our group was the first wave going into Utah Beach.
And what was your unit that you were with?
The fourth Infantry Division right there. Then the Rangers come in. We joined the Rangers together.
Okay.
They were assigned to us. Going in the part of the 2nd Ranger Battalion. That's Darby's Rangers. And I was the first scout. I stayed that way because I read in the Yank magazine about all the Germans over there shooting all the high rank sergeants and officers and stuff like that with coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So I said I was offered several different elevations going up, but I refused it. I just stayed the private first class.
You didn't want to be a target.
As my first scout, the reason to do that, I read all the 88 millimeter guns on all the tanks, of German tanks, would fly over your head, you know, and explode behind you in the shells, which it did. And I found out later, but well, I when I go into go out into combat area, and you go make your attack. You want to be up front instead of behind it, because all the shells are going behind you.
I gotcha.
Going overhead.
I understand.
So I was just lucky to stay halfway alive from then on.
What thoughts were going through your head when you were getting ready to go across the channel?
Ain't no such thoughts. So you do what you hollered at. What your sergeant hollered at you, you do it. And you don't give it no thought. You're ready to go, and we were ready to go.
no nervousness or scared or
No.
just concentrating on what you got to do?
Everybody around you was over it. All your riffraff guys is nervous or anything like that, can't do anything, can't shoot a gun. They were out the outfit anyway. Our outfit is one that did the fighting.
So your units, you're in the Higgins boats, landing craft, getting ready to hit Utah Beach.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, the whole area there was named beach area. I can't think of the damn name right now. On the channel, on the English channel, France there.
Yeah.
I'll think of it.
Utah Beach?
No, Utah was
Normandy.
Our objective, the
Yeah.
military objective on a map.
Yeah.
Utah, you had different other down the road, and that was the main beach in France, where all the Americans are buried there now.
Yeah.
On top of it, on the same beach area, elevated in there. I forget what the name of it now.
Normandy.
Huh?
Normandy.
Normandy Beach. That's what Normandy. Yeah, the whole area, just like Miami, Florida, it's just named Normandy.
Yeah.
And the military flights on the military boats you had a certain objective to get in there and establish a beachhead.
Yeah.
And we did, but we lost about half our men doing it. And then when I was lucky to stay with them all the way to Georgia border.
What was it like when you actually made the landing?
You were out in a channel, and if you knew anything about water in a channel 20 miles wide and have 300 boats on it, ships, boats, we've all been thousands of men getting off the boats into landing crafts. You had waves going 8 and 10 feet high, all the way through.
It's pretty rough.
And you get off your wave ship 2 miles out from the beach. Then you get in the landing craft.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come off the side there, drop there, and get in the landing craft. And the coxswain on the landing craft would turn around and head for the beach. And you get about halfway now, he wanted to stop then. But we had to be a little rough with the coxswain on the boat to get us closer. When he first wanted to let us out, we'd been over our heads,
Yeah.
and the waves would be over.
Yeah.
So we got him going up as far as he could, and had to do a little forcing there or something. And in fact, we held a damn gun to his head back. I said, if you don't get up there close enough, you're not going back. So, and the shells were coming toward us. Man, well, it's just one of those things in a wartime deal. It happens both ways, you know.
Yeah. What did it sound like?
I couldn't tell you, save my life, what it sounded like. You had a lot of explosions, and you had hundreds of planes flying overhead too, going in, dropping in bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Right ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
So we got in on the beach there, and we established our beachhead, and so it got set up and got all the men we could. Then we headed into the first little village. It was Saint Mary Glise, yeah. But it was the first one. And another right next to it where the pilot landed on a church steeple out there.
Yeah.
And they got killed. They shot him up over there.
Oh, yeah.
He was hanging there when we took over the city. So we just had to take what was in front of us, just take what was in front. It's in combat now. You don't have no thing. Your main thing is get taking care of your own ass and the men around you, if you can. Yeah. You do a lot of things the way you don't even think you don't remember you did, really.
So what was it like when you were getting close to your first town, St. Mary Glees, and you got to take over that town? What was that like?
Well, first of all, you said your scouts out. I was the first scout. I was leader of the first scouts going out. First of all, you line up a bunch of whole company of men.
Yeah.
And get set up for defensive, and you hold them if you fire, with everything in front of you. If you see anything move, you shoot it. Then your scouts, when they get later in the evening and night, you send your scouts out there and see what we can do. If we can capture one German and bring him back, we get a little information from him, what they're going to do here, what they're doing. And we did that several times.
Oh, really?
And you go out. Got care of four more men to go with me on the first scout. And we go out and bring them back, or either we find the group and come back and give the commanding officer for our unit the information we got right there, where they're located, and what we do. If we had to move around different places to get sidetracked with them. But it's just different military things you do there. You do it while it's on the ground right there. And when you have an attack, but you all go together and go in to take over the positions in front of you.
Okay.
You take 4 or 5 miles at a time, and you have most of the time you have one of the aircraft guys would let the planes know where to come up and drop their bombs in front of you. So when they drop the bombs in front of you, follow them round, keep on going as far as you can. And then you wind up somewhere set up with a machine gun at you. You throw the machine guns at you. You got to sit down, stop, and defend yourself, and see what you knock about. How you knock about. You take it a day at a time,
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna.
But I was lucky. I got wounded several different times, just small little wounds, And you got aids, medical aids we have with us would fix you up. You keep going. And I managed to go all the way to Germany.
You have medals for the Bronze Star and the Silver Star.
Yeah.
Can you describe what happened, where you were awarded those medals?
I couldn't tell you, see, my life. At that time, I was doing the right thing at the time. And the officer tell you, when you read one of those, you tell what it is. Yeah, I didn't put it in for a decoration. He did. The commander, the officer did. And you have to explain to him what you did. What you did and what you didn't do.
Sure, yeah. Okay, this one is for citation to award of the Bronze Star Medal. and it says Private Tompkins advanced with an aid man through heavy enemy machine gun, artillery, and sniper fire to assist a wounded comrade, or more than one wounded comrades. You covered the aid man with fire and later helped evacuate casualties from the area.
All right.
You remember that?
Yep. After I done knocked out four or five guys in front of him. That was in the, let's see which was that. Let's see it. Yeah, that's what it had. You know, we was in
Like a
area that had
craters?
No, not craters. Had those explosive shells set up in the sand. When you walk over, blow you up.
Oh.
And that's
Mines.
that's what was involved in.
So landmines, right?
Landmines is what it was, yeah. And it was whole field. Not a lot of men got blown up, you know, right in there, and we had to go up there and get them.
Okay.
And while we was being fired at, shot at, and we had to knock the guys out, but try to shoot.
Yeah.
Then I had to get the guys knocked out around them. The aid men come up there and we pick them up.
I see.
So we had being two more men had to go, two of our guys had to go up there with them, set up a defensive.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever we get it cleaned up, we move on up out in front of it and hold the Germans back while he's getting the men out of the field. Mm-hmm. It's a minefield where it was. It was a big minefield on that one. I remember that one.
Okay.
And the other one was about up in the Battle of the Bulls, really, is what it was. After we went back and captured all the got up in the German border. They captured Aachen, a little town called Aachen, Germany, which was one field. And
this one says, this is for the Silver Star, and it says, Private Tompkins' company advanced against a strongly fortified enemy hill, but its progress was halted by minefields and barbed wire, in addition to mortar, machine gun, and artillery fire. The company was immobilized by this resistance, and many casualties resulted. Bearing some demolition equipment, Private Tompkins ran some 50 yards through the storm of fire. As he reached the barricade and prepared to destroy it, he suffered a chest wound. Mm-hmm. And although bleeding profusely and finding it difficult to remain conscious, he placed a Bangalore torpedo beneath the wire. Before he could adjust the detonation mechanism, he was hit by machine gun fire 3 additional times. Nevertheless, he courageously endeavored to complete his mission. After attaching an igniter to the caps and primacord, he found that it would not function. In endeavoring to correct this, he fought against pain from his wounds and increasing weakness. Only after all his attempts were unsuccessful did he abandon his hazardous task. Does that sound familiar?
that's about what happened. At the time I was doing it, I didn't think anything about machine gun bullets. They set up a machine gun that's about every 100 feet apart. And another machine gun got me on the side over there. I was there trying to get had to get a torpedo. These Bangalore torpedoes put up on and blow up a space where men could get through that daggone barbed wire. They had big barbed wire all around them.
Mm.
And we run into that several times like that. The Germans move on back and set up a defensive, and they put barbed wire out in front where you had to go with barbed wire before it could get to you. And we had to watch out for that. But now that was all made, even after while I was in the hospital when I got them.
Yeah.
got my discharge.
Now, was that the time you were wounded or shot in the back?
Yeah.
Was that the same time?
That
Okay.
was the last. That's the last. We done been up to Germany, and captured Aachen, Germany.
Okay.
Then we withdrew. We withdrew out. They withdrew out of there. It got when Germans started the last defensive was the Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah.
And that's where they pulled us out to go down, back down in the southern part of France to head them off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I got mine. And that's where I got knocked out right there. Then of course they sent me back to Liège, Belgium, for the hospital over there.
How long were you in the hospital?
Well, there I was there for 2 days until they get me a cast over on they put a cast over me all over here. 2 days. After 2 days, 2 or 3 days there in the hospital, one of Germans got those little buzz bombs.
Yeah.
And started using buzz bombs on the rack of her, like, and you could hear them when they go off. You hear them when they shoot off them, and they hit one end of the there at the hospital.
Wow.
And they said they moved us right quick back to England. And I was back to England, the hospital in England, and I stayed in the hospital in England until I got shipped back to the United States.
Okay.
And I stayed in the hospital out in Louisville, Texas, out there, a Harmon General Hospital, for about 4.5, 5 months. Then they got me all ready to go. I got cast off, and I got everything worked up, rigged up. My shoulders was still stiff, but I had to they give me the 10-day recuperation days down in Miami, Florida. Send me down there for 10 days, or 12 days. Oh, 12 days I was, I think it was, for recuperation rest out of the hospital. And while I was down there, all they do is rub down in them beach bags up with the prostitutes and sailors, and they want to fight all the time. And I got told the commander there where I was headed at the hotel. I said, how about sending me on out somewhere where I get a little bit of action going in an area that's not too bad. Just ship me somewhere easy like what I can do. So they sent me to North Carolina, Camp Atterbury, Camp, hell, I can't think of that stuff right now.
Fort Bragg?
No, it's right out of Fort Bragg. It was an Air Force jumping school there.
Yeah.
That they tested all the airplanes, and had a group of guys there. They froze them on that one area there, one place. It's well, it's on one of those papers there somewhere.
Yeah. Oh well.
So
So you were from about D-Day, which was in June, to when you were finally wounded. Was that like November or December of that same year?
yeah.
So you had about a good 6 months of
it's
fighting.
almost a year there. A year of fighting. Yeah. I guess it was. Yeah.
That's a lot of fighting.
Yeah. And a lot of moving.
Yeah. It sure was.
But that's about the way it was.
So when did you get to see your wife again?
I say about a year, I guess. Well, she came up to
North Carolina?
North Carolina with me, yeah, to visit. While I was in the hospital up there,
Okay.
and I cannot think that they can prove that place is just one of those things that don't mean mine, but
It wasn't Fort Bragg?
No, it's a paratrooper proving grounds is what it was, but they converted into a German prisoner of war,
Oh, really?
and let me see them in there.
I don't know if it was in there or not.